Morning to you. I hear that you said that the biggest news this morning is, of course, you running into this building.
It's unbelievable. It's never been seen before. It's never been seen since. And I tell you something, I now have an energy crisis.
I was a bit concerned about you.
I'm exuding heat, though. You can heat 3 homes from me at the moment. Is the energy crisis... Foreign Affairs broadcast journalist, you'll have a good answer to this. Is the energy crisis a price worth paying in order to avert world war?
Well, that's an enormous question to kick off on the first thing on a Sunday morning.
You have 30 seconds or so. No, I'm joking. You've got a bit longer.
The energy crisis is something that we've been predicting for more than a year now, because I was talking about that on another network this time last year exactly. We didn't expect it was going to be quite as bad as this, but of course we didn't expect that the Russians were going to invade the Ukraine. Because they have, Putin always had a plan. That plan is coming into fruition because we're seeing right now is that Russia itself is beginning to stabilize, and yet the European countries are beginning to become a little bit more wobbly as we move into the winter.
Have we underestimated Putin? Do you think that the West underestimated Putin?
I think some countries have, yes. And I'll tell you the reason why is because back in 2014, I was mentioning this later, but I don't mind, we can flip-flop around. In 2014, of course, the Russians under Putin invaded Crimea. And I happen to know a senior person within the Israeli government who needed to urgently get a message directly to the White House. Well, actually, he wasn't in the Israeli government at the time, but he was formerly in the Israeli government. And he was Russian. It was Natan Sharansky, somebody who was formerly of the Soviet Union, managed to get to Israel with many other people from the Soviet Union. And he knew Putin, and he knew that because Putin was allowed to get away with taking Crimea, and there was a few noises which were made around the West, and there was some statements that were made in the United Nations General Assembly and Security Council, but nothing was really done. So Natan Sharansky had said that because of this, because you've allowed him to get away with it, he is now more hungry for more land, and this is going to take place. We didn't expect it was going to take so long, because it was several years before he went into the rest of Ukraine. But remember, up to 24 hours beforehand, he said there was no way there was going to be an invasion. It wasn't going to happen. The Americans said it was going to happen. And of course, when people said in this country, including politicians, that it's the end of Putin, they put up smoke screens to say that Putin is very ill. He's going to die. There's something wrong with him. He's mentally incapacitated. All these. This was a smokescreen. They didn't know what they were talking about. What was really taking place is this was something that Putin had planned for a long time, saw the opportunity, saw that the West looked predominantly weak, and this was his way to get into the Ukraine.
Have the